What's going on, y'all? Carlito here, back with another video on your screen. I'm here with AileenTV, straight out of Arizona. And big shout out to the Phoenix Suns, going to the Western Conference Finals. This is going to be a little bit of a different interview. I'm used to doing interviews with pro boxers, athletes all over the world. But she touches base with all Arizona teams, and big shout out to her and coming on my channel. And so basically, how do you feel about where Arizona's at right now with the Phoenix Suns, and they're at the pinnacle almost of the NBA?
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me on your show. I'm glad, you brought a little bit of different style on this channel that you have with Adley. So I'm honored. Thank you so much, and shout out to all your viewers and to Texas. I love the state of Texas. Haven't been to have I? I've been to San Antonio, but not lately, and I absolutely loved it. So can't wait to go back. Here, the Valley of Phoenix, it is hot, not just the temperatures, but man, our Phoenix Suns, we swept the Nuggets. Okay, first of all, people didn't even had us to go to the playoffs. They even doubted us from the beginning, even when CP3 was trying to be, coming here. They're like, no, that's a bad move. They should have never traded Ricky Rubio. There was a lot of controversy. So when we made the playoffs, everybody was a little shocked. Or when we even had like such a good record this season, they were shocked. So I'm glad, that we went past the first round, swept the Nuggets. So now we're just waiting on this winner of, the Utah Jazz versus LA Clippers. And we're nervous because yesterday we got some news that kind of got us all a little rattled up. CP3 tested positive for COVID. But this is weird to me. And I'm just going to say it here because during the last week, only one player out of 164 tested positive for COVID. And it's Chris Paul. Like, seriously? Well, he was just with his team. He was hugging Monty. He was at the practice facilities already because they had been back from Denver. So this is just weird. I did go into the meeting with the Suns, but they're not saying anything until Saturday. So now we don't know. But I just feel, but I think we should just stay calm. People are freaking out here, saying, no, this is it, this is it for the Suns. But no, we'll be okay because he is vaccinated. So if he did, does have COVID, or if it's a false positive, then it won't affect them that much because that's what they think, that's a false positive. So we'll see.
Yeah, there's so many different rumors going out over here. It's just you got every now and then you'll see a Phoenix Suns fan here in San Antonio, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's just crazy because like people are saying that it's because he went in the crowd, hugged his family, stuff like that, and they're saying that that could be a reason why that they want to suspend him.
But Booker did too.
I know Booger did too right after.
And also, if we go like back, all these other players, they've been touching the fans. They give cleats, they'll give fist bumps. They've been touching the fans. So
Hmm.
Larry Fitzgerald hugged. Was it It was like LeBron or something when he was here. Did they kick him out? No.
Hmm. That's just
So
it's so crazy. It's crazy
Mm-hmm.
to think about that, and you know, since you've interviewed, you've interviewed pro boxers in the past on your on your Instagram and for your podcast stuff like that. And what do you feel? Who's the best one that you've interviewed? At this time.
Oh my goodness, that's that's hard to answer in defining because um I want to say they've all been great. The thing is, like, I've been shocked that I even got an interview. I could say Julio Cesar Chavez. Like that one, I was so shocked to even when they even asked me to do it. I mean, as a Mexican, I, you know, he's Julio Cesar Chavez, everything. You should meet my grandma. She loves boxing. And when they told me that, I was just like, no way. So for me, I feel like, Manos de Piedra Duran from Panama this last time, like these, like big legends that never in a million years would I have imagined that I would even, be talking to them. So it's like, what? It's crazy to me to even think that all that came from starting an Instagram live a year ago.
Exactly. That's that's just so crazy though. I've seen, you've interviewed David.
That one was great too. It was amazing. See, that's why I can't just pick one because that one was amazing too, especially because I had seen him growing up here in the valley. My cousin had trained with him, so I had seen him, but I didn't know him personally. So when they told me if I wanted to interview him, I was excited. I was like, yes, of course. What time?
um, so you keep up with boxing, or is it mainly like all the Arizona sports, basically?
No, no, actually, I keep up with all sports. A little bit of everything. I grew up with a family that loves sports. Grandma loves boxing. A dad that loves boxing. So it's like we would always get the fight. So I do keep up with them. I When I'm here in the valley with Deportes Arizona, I do cover the Arizona teams more, but I do have the other podcast where we talk about all the other sports. And like for example, when UFC came into the valley, I went to cover them, and we have some local fighters that will be fighting on the 26th this month that I will be going to their fights as well. So a little bit of everything.
That's dope. That's dope. And so you were actually so you were at the fight, the Nate Diaz fight,
Yes,
but that was
crazy.
live.
That was my first UFC event ever. It was insane.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I was watching that live, and I was just like, man, he has the whole crowd, pulling for him. All I heard was Diaz, Diaz, Diaz.
Yes.
So crazy.
Even when the when Leon won and they raised up his hand, usually you would get the cheers. You
Yeah,
got boos, which I felt so bad
yeah.
because at the end of the day, it's like a fight. Like he won, he clearly won. So
Mhm.
why are we still booing? So then Nate Diaz got on the mic and invited everybody to his house party, and everybody cheered.
Yeah, they were all excited, and it's crazy to see where how far Arizona's come, and this coming through the pandemic, and Phoenix Suns especially not getting their shot last year. They were like a game out from the playoffs, and now being able to see D Book with his showcasing his talents. People are all seeing it now.
Hmm.
The fans have already seen it, and finally getting his shot. And I can't wait for the this NBA Western Conference Finals, and to
Yeah,
see D Book on that stage like that, a step closer to the NBA Finals. This is crazy, and
it's insane.
it's wild, and it's wild because the first time I've seen Devin Booker on camera was actually to my friend, call him my friend, but I've watched him for so long. His name is Berwades. He's one of the biggest Phoenix Suns fans I know that I've seen on YouTube, and how he talks about the Phoenix Suns and how he jumps on the broadcast stuff for Phoenix Suns when he goes to the games. He lives in San Diego, but like his whole family is like a Laker fan, and he says that I've been a Suns fan since day one. Um, Steve Nash, um, you know, and so many people, that were on that team that he was like, yeah, I grew up watching them, and then it's been 11-year drought, since
Oh
we
my goodness.
close, and he goes that he's on cloud nine right now, like on all his videos, that's all he talks about. He was sweeping
No,
off the ground for TikTok.
I was dancing with my broom.
On
I was
TikTok,
dancing with my broom. Yes, everywhere, everywhere. I'm gonna drink some water, but
yeah, he was just
actually, it feels so good because last year it was so heartbreaking to see the Suns perform so good in the bubble. I mean, go undefeated in the bubble and then not even get a chance to make the playoffs or to even like try.
Yeah.
Can you make an exception? It's a bubble. I mean, we're in Disneyland. Can Mickey Mouse come, grant us a wish? Can we just try and make the playoffs? And I feel like in the bubble, the boys, the Phoenix Suns, were able to see what they can do when they actually come together and work as a team. Also, with Ricky Rubio, that was added with his experience and leadership, there they were able to see like, okay, how we can, manage this team. We can do great. I mean, they went undefeated, right? Then Ricky Rubio and CP3K, which it was a total upgrade because not only do you have that experience and leadership as well, but I mean, he's the point guard, like you said, and like that's how they call him. So you got a way upgrade than what we had from Ricky Rubio. So now it's they took our season this season to a whole other level, and it's crazy to see them now in the playoffs, and it's exciting because also with the whole COVID situation, we didn't have any fans, and then when they were able to come to the Suns games, it was very limited, very limited. But also, let me tell you, before the bubble, maybe before that season, you saw a couple of Suns fans. Like you were able to sit anywhere basically. As
Yeah.
sad as it sounds, it's you could get a seat like wherever you wanted. Wouldn't see many Suns fans. There would still be, but they wouldn't go to the games. They would be like, no, I'm not gonna waste my money to see them lose or something. That's how they're kind of feeling about the D-backs right now when they're on a 22 game losing streak, but that's a sore subject. But that's how they were with the Valley, and to see now the whole transition of seeing the boys kind of like grow up, and then become the Bubble Boys. Now this whole transition of this last season, then they lifted the ban on fans, and it's like, okay, no limit. Arizona, there's no limit here. And the new arena just filled up and like nothing I've ever seen before. Like this whole rally the valley movement thing is real. And that's why everybody's talking about it. That's why Stephen A. Smith was talking about it and saying, if your fans don't show up like Phoenix did, you're not winning. And I'm telling you, it's true. Like I had goosebumps in there and I felt so happy too because I had never seen the crowd support the team like that. And I'm excited. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, bandwagon fans, bandwagon fans. And I'm like, well, you know what? Sometimes they had to show up, or well, how about you too? Like if you were a fan, but you were just on TV, why didn't you come support in real life? You know? And it's like, and the other ones are like, well, now I'm paying. At least they're giving money now to the team. They weren't before. And it was funny because on TikTok, I uploaded something yesterday about how it is hot to live here in Phoenix, and I had my a Suns shirt on. And it was like different days that I recorded all this, and I happened to have two Suns shirt on. But honestly, most of my wardrobe is sports, so I have something, and a lot of my stuff is from the Suns. I mean, I I have a bad problem of shopping and I can never have enough. Like I can never have enough baseball hats. I have them of all the teams, of all the arenas and stuff. I like, I go or the events that I go to. Like if it's a Super Bowl or if it's a UFC, I have to have a shirt to show that I've been there. And so it's a problem that I have. So I have a million shirts all the time. And now they're saying, oh, bandwagon fan, bandwagon fan. And I would be like, see, no, if you were a true fan, you would have noticed that I was the only Latina down there in that court for the past 8 years. You have to have noticed. There's really the only brown girl walking by. Like, you would know. Plus, it's like very few women. And honestly, I'm the only Latina uh, reporter here in Phoenix who does Spanish sports. Therefore, can't really miss me. So if you were a true Suns fan, you would have noticed. You would have noticed. And so don't be calling bandwagons because you're barely showing up to the game too. You know, you're barely buying a ticket too. But you should though, because these games are so fun and it's just amazing. It's the way all these boys are playing. And that's something special about the Phoenix Suns team too. That it's kind of making me a little mad that they're saying Laker fans.